Hey and welcome to Neverwinter again. So many of you are retorting against my requirements for the Dragon Hunts. Well, I can tell you, I just beat an ancient dragon with this kind of group setup. I'm running with the Watcher weapons, which you can get from just buying the level up boost pack. Of course, you can run with alternative things. I'm running with the Mythidar set, which you can easily just get from doing your Dragonbone Veil campaign. And then I have the Dragonslayer overload from the Stronghold. I have Devil's Precision. You just run some events and you can buy a ton of these. They even drop from the new lockbox now. And I'm running with a debuff artifact. And that's what I recommend everybody have. Otherwise, you can go to your claims valuable. You can claim the free legendary pack from there, which has this legendary giant toad. So there's no reason I wouldn't run the legendary giant toad. Albeit it will deal a bit more damage for me because my bolster's much higher, but that's definitely something you want to work towards as a newer player. Just buy a few mythic mounts here and there, or buy some legendaries. They're dirt cheap at this point and upgrade them. As for companions, this is what I got. Nothing. I'm running with potency here, which I can get from my battlefield medic or some other companions. Yes, indeed, my bolster is 100%, but that's why I've unslotted everything here. No equipment, no rune stones, nothing. My companion stats, mount stable here again, nothing here. All these collars are X'd out, giving me nothing. And that's my entire character with these kind of stats. My defensive stats actually look way better than they do on the live server. And the benefit of these ancient dragon hunts and what Cryptic Studios have very generously given newer players is upscaling. See, I'm now only on 19,000 item level. However, it's blue and I'm upscaled to 51,000, which makes my base damage much higher to 6,192, along with a massive boost in my hit points. And you can see the rest of my team. We have Vormes running here with just this gear. Again, same as me, stripped everything down, including companions. Here's Psy, here's Airdam, and here's Nami. And you can see all their item levels are around 20,000. Not that it matters at all, because we're all getting upscaled anyway. All that matters is our stats, and everybody has stripped off everything. No silly band of airs like you guys were complaining about in my previous video. I ran it because it would make the dungeon run much faster. We can see here it takes about 15 minutes for a run, and we didn't do so bad at all. Of course, this ancient dragon hunts do favor ranged DPS a bit. That's why Psy can definitely get a bit ahead of me there, because I have to avoid mechanics a lot better. So let's go into the recording of the run. And there we have it. It's entirely beatable on just naked characters. Again, I would like to express new players, you want to absolutely have some debuff artifacts and support your team by having artifact calls. Usually you can just cast the artifact at the beginning of the fight, and then when they're off cooldown in the middle of the fight, and as long as everybody times it right, you're essentially having an artifact call then, and use your daily power during that artifact time window, like Hallister's 10 seconds, and you'd also use your mount power with that as well. Again, looking at the scoreboard, you can see this is the Pain Giver, this is a movable object, here's our Living Dead, we got 4 deaths there, Mitigator, Field Medic, Executioner, and Protector. And you shouldn't expect it to be much shorter than that, because you're working towards Mythic Gear, the best gear in the game. You can't expect these Dragon Hunts to be 5 minutes for new players. They're supposed to be a bit of a challenge. You're supposed to have to learn some mechanics here and there and avoid those red areas to be able to complete it. It's not supposed to be such a walk in the park that you might expect. You definitely, as a new player, might want to learn your class first before jumping into these. You might want to upgrade a few things to make it a lot easier for yourself. For example, I highly recommend focusing on these companion slots here. Have some items that give like a boss damage, that give damage to dragons. All these types of bonuses that can be a massive boost, especially because you're getting scaled, so don't focus on anything that just mainly gives you item level. For example, that's what enchantments do. That's what insignias do. They're all just big item level boosts that can help you take away stats from everything and just add them to one thing. So overall, hopefully this was somewhat insightful to you guys, that it is doable on pretty much naked characters. You don't need any of that best in stock gear, but it will definitely help you make it a lot smoother, and that's why people will always ask for it. They want to save time. But don't be disheartened by that. Make your own group. Invite anybody you want. Ideally, of course, the people you trust and can put your faith in to be able to run the content and give patience to each other. If somebody dies and needs time to learn mechanics, give them time. Overall, with that said, I'd like to give a massive thank you to all of my channel members for helping me keep my channel going. And if I presented this well, consider leaving the video a like. If you're new around here, consider subscribing. We'll see you guys around. Goodbye for now.